Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Nar Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book, Switchers, How Smart Professionals Change Careers and Seize Success by Dr. Don Graham, explores why capable, achievement-oriented people decide to pivot and how to do it with far less risk than a blind leap. Drawing on career coaching experience and research into career mobility, the book frames career change as a strategic project rather than an identity crisis. It addresses the realities professionals face: sunk costs in education, fear of losing status, financial obligations, and the pressure to appear consistent. Graham emphasizes that successful switchers do not simply chase passion. They diagnose what is not working, clarify what they want more of, and build evidence that they can deliver value in a new direction. Readers are guided to translate their strengths, close skill gaps, use networking effectively, and test options through low-commitment experiments. The result is a practical roadmap for moving from dissatisfaction to a credible plan, and from plan to an offer that fits both lifestyle and long-term growth. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, understanding the switcher mindset and the real reasons. People change. A central idea in the book is that career switching is common among high performers, and it usually has rational roots. Instead of treating change as failure or indecision, Graham encourages readers to analyze the drivers behind dissatisfaction. Those drivers can include misalignment with values, limited growth, burnout from constant overwork, culture mismatch, or a role that has drifted away from the work someone does best. By naming the true problem, a switcher can avoid repeating the same pattern in a new field. The book also highlights psychological barriers that keep professionals stuck, such as sunk cost thinking, fear of looking inconsistent, and the belief that a new path must be perfect before starting. Graham reframes the process as iterative. Clarity grows through action, not just reflection. This topic helps readers build self-trust by separating identity from job title and by viewing prior experience as an asset, not baggage. The shift in mindset sets up the practical steps that follow because it turns anxiety into a structured set of questions a switcher can answer with evidence. Secondly, clarifying direction through skills, values, and career criteria. Switching careers can feel overwhelming because the number of possible paths is huge. Graham addresses this by pushing readers to create a decision framework. Rather than starting with job titles, the book encourages a deeper inventory of strengths, preferred problems to solve, and non-negotiables like schedule, location, income needs, travel tolerance, and desired work environment. This helps professionals distinguish between what they want to move away from and what they want to move toward. A useful outcome of this approach is a set of career criteria that can be used to evaluate options consistently. The topic also emphasizes transferable skills and how to identify them in a way employers understand. Many switchers underestimate their portability because they describe experience in company-specific terms. Graham guides readers to extract the underlying capabilities, such as leading stakeholders, analyzing data, managing risk, building processes, or selling ideas. With criteria and transferable skills in hand, the switcher can generate a short list of target directions that are realistic and motivating. This reduces decision paralysis and creates focus for networking and skill building. Thirdly, testing career options with low-risk experiments. Graham presents career change as something you can test before you commit. This topic focuses on using experiments to gather real-world information and build confidence. Instead of quitting and hoping, switchers can explore through informational interviews, job shadowing, volunteering, freelance projects, short courses, internal transfers, or side projects that mimic the work they think they want. These experiments reveal what daily work actually feels like, what skills are truly required, and what trade-offs come with the new field. They also help refine the story a switcher will later tell employers, because experiments create concrete examples of relevant work. Another benefit is risk management. Experiments can be done while still employed, reducing financial pressure and allowing for gradual transition. The book encourages treating each experiment as a learning cycle with a clear hypothesis, a plan, and a review of results. That structure prevents endless dabbling and keeps momentum. Over time, experiments help the switcher narrow targets, identify gaps, and confirm fit based on evidence rather than fantasy or fear. Fourthly, building a credible narrative and personal brand for the new path. Even when a switcher has the skills, hiring managers may see the change as risky. Graham tackles this challenge by showing how to craft a narrative that connects past experience to future value. This topic is about positioning, explaining the switch as a logical progression, not a random restart. The book emphasizes translating accomplishments into the language of the target industry and focusing on outcomes, scope, and impact. A strong narrative typically includes 3 parts: what you have done well, why you are moving, and why this new role is the right next step. Graham also stresses consistency across resume, LinkedIn, and networking conversations, so the market receives one clear message. For many professionals, the toughest part is addressing the question of why without sounding negative about their current field or employer. The guidance here centers on framing motivation in positive terms like seeking more of a certain kind of work, mission, or growth. By pairing a coherent story with evidence from experiments, training, and relevant projects, switchers can reduce perceived risk and be evaluated on capability rather than background. Lastly, networking and job search strategy that matches how hiring really works. Switchers often rely too heavily on online applications, where non-traditional backgrounds can be filtered out early. Graham highlights networking as a practical tool for access, information, and credibility. This topic covers building relationships with people in the target space, not asking for favors. Informational conversations help switchers understand hiring needs, terminology, and the types of problems teams face, which in turn improves targeting and interview readiness. The book also addresses how to use networking to find hidden opportunities, referrals, and internal champions who can vouch for transferable skills. Another key point is adopting a disciplined search process, identifying target organizations, tracking outreach, following up professionally, and continuing skill building in parallel. For interviews, switchers must be ready to address the transition directly, demonstrate relevant competence, and show a realistic understanding of the role. Graham encourages preparing stories that prove adaptability, learning speed, and results across contexts. Overall, the strategy described is active rather than passive, designed to move a candidate from outsider to credible contender through relationships, focused messaging, and consistent execution. In conclusion, this book is best for smart professionals who feel stuck, underused, or misaligned and who want a career change without gambling their finances or reputation. It also fits high achievers who have succeeded on paper but sense that their work is draining energy rather than building a life they actually want. Readers benefit because the book treats switching as a structured process, diagnose the real problem, define clear criteria, test options, and then market a logical story supported by evidence. That approach reduces anxiety, replaces vague hoping with measurable steps, and helps people make decisions they can defend to themselves and to employers. It can improve life beyond work by steering readers toward roles that better match values, strengths, and lifestyle constraints, which often leads to better health, relationships, and confidence. Compared with many career change books that focus mainly on inspiration or generic advice, Graham offers a pragmatic blend of mindset, planning, and execution tailored to experienced professionals. The emphasis on transferable skills, low-risk experiments, and networking realism makes it worth buying for anyone who wants a credible path from uncertainty to a well-targeted next move. If you would like to support Dr. Did Next Move, Don Graham, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.